Good afternoon everyone. Alright, next vehicle we have up is an F chassis BMW. Now this vehicle's come in with limp mode, check engine light, BMW things. As you can see, we've got 20 faults in the engine computer, and the main one that we're concerned about is these electronic wastegate adaptions, cold start not learned. This is what this shop's brought it in here for. Now when we attempt the wastegate adaptions with topped on, it does attempt the adaption, so we can see it moves the rod in and out to the end stops, but it does not actually complete. It fails. So whether we've got a misadjustment here or a faulty actuator or something, that's what we're going to try and determine. From here, moving away from the aftermarket scan tool straight to dealer software on this, because we'll be able to calculate a test plan and get our measurements and everything that we need here, and see what's going on. So once ista boots up, reads all the vehicle data out, then we'll get the ball rolling from there and see where we go. Alright, so here's ista set up. We've ran our test plan. As you can see, this fault 1, 2, 3, 401, 412, 422, all these adaptions here, this is what our fault description and everything is for. So it's all our tech info about it. Now, condition for fault identification basically is our code set criteria. Where are we? Cat converter has to be in the heating stage for it to set, controlling the voltage 9 to 16 volts, ignition on, etc, etc. Fault description is diagnosis monitors of the electric wastegate down there. Valid limit positions during cat converter heating. So during cat converter heating, that's when it will actuate that wastegate, when you've started the vehicle, and that's when it'll set the fault. So the fault is identified if during the cat converter heating the desired position of the wastegate is not reached. So from here we can go back to our description, that runs through everything, and we can just continue along with this test plan. So as you'll see, ista will ask you if you've worked on the cooling system of the vehicle. If the vehicle's overheated, as the turbocharger can fail due to that, you can continue through. So no, continue, and it'll just keep bumping us through, and this will allow us to do our adaptation. So there we go. Function faults. These faults can be caused by problems with the wiring harness between the control unit, etc, etc, etc. So now we're at a stage where the vehicle will do a terminal change, so ignition on and off, as you can see, and what will happen now is it'll run through the test procedure for testing the wastegate valve. And as you can see, that wastegate valve was moving. That has completed, and we will be able to get up our results for that test now. As you can see with ista, it's pretty blocky, it's pretty clunky to use, but it does work well, and it does give you all the tech info you need. Alright, so here we go. A mechanical fault is present at the wastegate valve. So that basically means that the actual adjustment is either out or it's jammed, stuck, can't move the whole way, etc. Alright, and our end result, so what it does is it basically does a wastegate check, checks for free play, checks for the correct position. The actuator is moving, but it isn't reaching the correct position in the turbocharger, so the end of our test procedure is to replace the exhaust turbocharger, gives you a diag code, etc. So that is pretty much that. We can check for physical damage and things like that in there, but we can see that the wastegate is actuating, the computer's got control of it, we can see the positions are reading as well. The adjustment is correct on it, so the adjustment actually hasn't moved on it, which is fine, but it has got a faulty turbocharger or wastegate system. Good afternoon everyone. Today we have a Land Rover Discovery in with a boost leak. Now this vehicle has had ongoing DPF issues. I'm not going to be able to show where this is, but it is on this main boost hose down here. So if you see where my hand is here, right at the back we've got a large boost leak. There is a split in that boost hose. So this leak has caused a map sensor fault, namely this one, P006A, and it has caused ongoing DPF issues. This car was sold by a car yard, I believe, come back and has got sort of sent around the ring a bit, but we've got a boost leak. This thing is going to need a new boost hose. Once it's got that on there, all the adaptions can be done, it can be all reset, and it should be good to go.